There.
All right. Well, I was trying not to raise my voice. Hey, everybody! There's a group presenting over here, and they're already videoing. So let's give our full attention.
David Reed,
Jesse Graves,
Matt Lodison,
And Dominic Pizarro.
we made a car that it'll turn towards a light source and then drive at it. We used 4 photoresistors and 5 op amps. 2 of them are summers, 2 of them are difference, 1 of them's an inverter. It takes the difference between the left and the right side. It takes the difference between the front and the back. It inverts the one. It sends, from each one of the difference ones, it sends 2 signals. One of them from the left and the right gets inverted, and then both of them from the front and back stay normal. The summer circuits takes 1 from the left and right and 1 from the front and back and adds them and sends it to 1 motor. The other one takes the inverted one from the left and the right, adds it to the front, another one of the front and the backs, and then sends it to the other motor. And from that, it turns itself towards the light or drives forward or backwards. I'm going to go ahead and hook it up. We had issues with the side ones not working very well.
could just be that I think it's too heavy.
Yeah.
The way we mounted it, it rubs on the gearbox a little bit, so it's not going at full power, but
It is trying.
Let's try it.
it was working a lot better before we put the stuff on top of it.
the extra weight.
That and our batteries might be getting lower.
Yeah, it's just the side ones aren't keeping enough.
It looks like it's trying to turn away from the light for the side.
With the side ones. Well, I mean, like we had it all hooked up earlier with all of this excess on it, and it turned the way we expected it to
Okay.
when everything happened. But like I said, like our batteries might be low, and it is kind of rubbing on the gearbox down here.
So it seems like a lot of groups had trouble with the power op amps. And you utilized those effectively, and you did so with batteries.
Yes.
Can you talk about that a little bit? Did you have issues when you were trying to set these up to get it to work the way you wanted to?
We had a lot of issues. We went through a couple different rounds of making the power op amps. We burned out our full array of op amps a couple times.
Okay.
And I mean, it's just, I mean, we built ours without using the diodes, which will give you feedback into your circuit, which is why we burnt out all of our op amps. But that was the way we made it work.
We heard from one group earlier that split the whole thing into 2 separate circuits.
Right. And when they said that, a lot of our problems we had, it seemed like it would have been solved that way, but we didn't think of that whenever we were.
This is running all through one circuit.
Yes.
Okay. So you can make something that does work. Now it's loaded down, so it's behaving a little less than ideal, but
Right.
you can build something with one circuit and both power op amps running through it that does function. Apparently.
Apparently, yes, but I mean, like I said, like our op amps aren't built the same way as everyone else's. Like with some of the other groups where they take a lot more voltage to do like you'll get feedback into your circuit, but ours is running off. I think it's like 6 volts
Okay.
for everything, so it's a much lower voltage. So we don't have to worry about the feedback coming into the circuit as much.
I see.
That's plus and minus. Well, not really minus. 12 volts with a ground halfway through the battery. So 6 volts either way from the ground.
Did you have any video from this functioning as desired earlier for the?
We have one set up before we mounted the photoresistors on the side. We covered 3 of the photoresistors, so you only had that one, and you can see the treads because we have the car stationed to the left, and it's propped up to where the wheels aren't actually touching the ground, so you can just see the treads just turn and just turn. And like we tried it and showed each group of 3 being covered up, so you only have one signal from each one, and you can see the treads change directions.
If you recharge or put in new batteries later and you get this to function a little better from side to side so that you can see it turning towards the light, could you take a short video of it and post that so we can show that in class?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions from anybody?
Well, I just have a comment. if it's trying to go away from the light, just try to change the motor, change the cables to the positive and negative.
Right. Well,
So that
when we first set it up, it was doing the
Yeah,
opposite of what we wanted it to do.
ours was doing the same thing. Instead of going to the light, it was going away from the light, and we just changed the cables on the motor. and
Instead
it was
of
following.
modifying the circuit, which is probably more risky.
Yeah.
You'd introduce the motor quicker.
Change the cables and start following the light.
Sure.
Maybe if you think it's turning away from the light, it depends on what you're thinking is the front, the back. Say you turn it on this end and went that way. What if that's the front and it's trying to turn this way?
Well, the front and the back is where it was working. It was driving towards it. It was just whenever it turns to turn.
That's an excellent point that he just made.
The left to right.
What if I'm just envisioning this as the front
Right.
instead of the back?
Right.
Right, then it would just naturally be turning. So it's the problem solved.
Yep.
Right? If I just picture the other side as the front, you shine the thing over here.
Good job,
it looks like
Trevor.
it's going Done. Any other questions? Okay, everybody give him a hand.